check it out. So I noticed some earthworms in here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this one. You see that? So this is pulling it out of that galvanized trash can. The earthworms have gotten in there, so you see they're eating good on our kitchen scraps. So that's a good sign. That tells you there's some good eats in here, at least for them. All right, let's keep on going. So I don't know how well you can tell because some of the stuff from the top just kind of has fallen to the bottom as I've been scooping out. But especially if you look kind of along here, that's just like, it just looks like dark, moist mud. And again, this started out as, you know, like coffee grounds, apple peels, apple cores, sweet potato peels, eggshells, coffee filters, tea bags, you know, and all kind of other, you know, lettuce scraps, all kind of other scraps we put in. And that shows you, now some of this stuff has been here a long time, but I'm showing you how this stuff actually really does turn back into dirt. And so this is extremely rich stuff that's going to feed the next food that we're eating. So it's really cool to kind of see it kind of, you know, play out. All right, so I added all the compost that was in the trash can there. And so now the task is going to be to cover that with the final layer, which is going to be soil that I got. I got one of those big old soil bags. Oh, let me get out of it. Well, shadow in there, but yeah, you probably can't really see. But the thing is, I'm having to cart it from the front because I couldn't get the soil dropped off in my backyard because of the way that my house is. So I'm having to cart it from the front, and you can't put too much in here at one time because it's extremely heavy and hard to deal with. So got some work in front of me, but we're gonna make it happen. All right, so that's 3 halfway full trash cans of dirt that I've put in here. If you look there, you see it's kind of like a hole that goes down in there. I'm gonna have to kind of fill that up with some more like, you know, like pine cones and brush and whatnot. But yeah, so I got a pretty good bit of work to do. I have to kind of get onto some other things, and I keep on adding dirt, and then hopefully tomorrow sometime I can plant some fall vegetables. All right, so I pretty much finished. As you see, I actually went ahead and planted some plants. Those are collard greens over there. But yeah, it's pretty much done. The reason why I say pretty much is I know that over time this thing is gonna sink down because of the pine straw and all that kind of stuff like that I put in there, so there's a lot of air in there. But I did, you know, a decent amount of soil, and I think it's at least about 3 inches deep all around, I would guesstimate. But yeah, anyway, I know I had to add soil in the future anyway, so gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna water these in. Get them good and set. Hopefully the chickens aren't too ambitious where they come and get in on this garden over here. My kids just let them out, so hopefully they're not too ambitious and they want to fly out here. But just to be cautious, I might need to go ahead and get some sort of barrier, because the chickens can, it's easy for them to get up here. I guess they just have to be curious enough. But anyway, that's all I got. I'm just watering the stuff in at this point. Yeah, so that's how you fill up a bed without spending an arm and a leg on soil. Let me know if this video was helpful, and and if you actually have a garden or a channel or something like that, feel free to link to it in the comments and let me see what you got going on. All right, y'all have a good one.